The Department of Home Affairs has issued the first South African marriage certificates recognizing Muslim marriages. Last week, Home Affairs issued the first batch of 33 marriage certificates under the amended Divorce Amendment Act. The formal recognition of Muslim marriages will, among others, safeguard the interests of Muslim women and children if such marriages are dissolved. I'm joined now by Advocate Yusuf Khan Dalwai, head of Al-Jannah's legal team. Advocate, a very good afternoon to you. Thanks very much for your time. Is it only or mainly the interests of Muslim women and children when it comes to dissolution of these marriages that has been the problem?
Thank you for the question. No, it's not only for the woman. We have, like any other marriage, the dissolution of marriage pertains to various aspects, whether it's spousal maintenance, the consequences of the actual dissolution of the marriage, the maintenance for minor children, access to minor children, and also, at the end of the day, there are separation of assets between the parties. So it's not only regarding women, but more commonly it is. Yes, it is.
And then is the issue in the main with dissolution? In other words, there are no other advantages or disadvantages of the system that has been in existence up until this decision?
Well, the difficulty our Muslim community had in the instance of a divorce or talaq that we mentioned in the Arabic term, an imam would then issue a talaq on the application of either the wife or the husband. They would then try and determine how they would separate the assets in an informal setting. However, it did raise some legal issues, and it does from time to time end up in court. And that is the problem that many women are faced with in South Africa when it comes to the dissolution of a Muslim marriage.
Why have we waited, so long to get to this point?
No, we haven't waited so long. It was just a long struggle to get to this point. Many legal minds in the Muslim community has attempted, many politicians has attempted it to try and get the recognition of Muslim marriages enacted. However, it's still work in progress, and an act is yet to be finalized and adopted in Parliament. The Department of Home Affairs has submitted an omnibus marriage that would protect all marriages and all relationships in South Africa, which would include the Muslim marriages. That is still work in progress. However, in respect of where we're at the moment, we need to differentiate between the recognition of Muslim marriages and the registration of Muslim marriages. So we're at that point where the Department of Home Affairs has now, obviously, as you're aware, granted a category for Muslim marriages to be registered on the national database. So this has taken some time. Al-Jamaah was very instrumental in respect of that, trying to lobby and trying to negotiate and strategize with the former minister, Dr. Motsoaledi. And a lot of work has been done. And prior to the new minister coming, being announced after the elections recently, there was already work in progress, and it was indeed finalized last year. However, there were some glitches with regard to the IT portal at the Department of Home Affairs, and it took a few months for the Department of Home Affairs to remedy. And it was just coincidental that the SG of Al-Jamaah, his daughter got married, and he encouraged her to go and register the Muslim marriages and her Muslim marriage, and she was successful. And upon the success of that and the issuing of the marriage certificate, we then made the announcement that the marriage certificate that's been issued by the Department of Home Affairs, does it indeed cite the word Muslim marriage, and that was a great success.
Tell us about the difference between recognition and registration.
So Al-Jamaa focused on the registration, and the registration basically is that if you've conducted an Islamic marriage, a nikah ceremony with an imam or a sheikh, your local imam or sheikh, a nikah certificate will then be issued. You are then able to take that nikah certificate to the Department of Home Affairs, make an application for a marriage certificate. And all you need to do is complete the form and bring along any two witnesses to sign, to confirm that they are aware of your marriage or they witnessed the marriage, and pay a small fee, and the department will then issue you with a marriage certificate. The recognition, however, that comes into play insofar as the legislation is concerned. So that is work in progress, like I've mentioned. And there has been a draft bill called the Omnibus Bill that recognizes all types of relationships and marriages in South Africa, and that is yet to be adopted in Parliament.
What's the process people would have to follow if they want to be issued a certificate under the amended Divorce Amendment Act?
Under the Divorce Amendment Act, you mean if they want a divorce certificate?
No, if they wanted their marriage sort of recognized under the amended Act.
Okay, so if they want the marriage to be recognized, all they need is a nikah certificate. Like I've said earlier on, they need a nikah certificate, and they need to approach their Home Affairs, make an application for a certificate, a marriage certificate, issued by the Department of Home Affairs.
Oh, okay. And it's not a long and arduous process.
No, it's a very swift process and a very easy process for anyone to go. The advantage of it is obviously if they are newlyweds, they can immediately after the nikah ceremony go and apply for this marriage certificate. Alternatively, even if you were married for a number of years, as long as you have proof that you are in a Muslim marriage by way of a nikah certificate, you may go and apply. And in the event that you have some issue regarding inheritance, you may also go and apply for a nikah or marriage certificate from the Department of Home Affairs. Even if your spouse is deceased, all you have to do is obviously confirm by way of a death certificate and also a marriage certificate that you were indeed married to the deceased, and marriage certificate citing the word Muslim marriage will be then issued. That would make things much easier for our Muslim community because you will not have, if you die, for example, and that is how it was previously, if you die and you are issued with a death certificate, the death certificate will usually say never married. At least now it will say married in terms of the Muslim rights.
Advocate Dalwai, let me thank you very much for your time.